The next option in the virtual biometric plugin is hours after which the user should be automatically punched out. This is the threshold that the organization has decided, after which, if the employee is still logged into the system using the virtual biometric, his attendance is terminated. This is to ensure that if an employee has left the organization for the day without punching out, his attendance is not calculated perpetually. It gets terminated at the threshold hours. For if, on the other end, an employee is still working while the threshold gets completed, he will be automatically punched out. But the employee will also get an email about the fact that he was automatically punched out because of the completion of the threshold. He can then punch in once again and continue working. The next option in the plugin is minimum punch-in time. The minimum punch-in time is the amount of time that an employee has to remain punched in into the system for the punch-in to be considered as a valid entry for attendance. For example, if an employee if the minimum punched in time is 10 minutes and an employee punches in only for 2 minutes, his attendance of 2 minutes will not be recorded in the system. The next option is if the employee should be punched out if he goes offline. Say his system goes on sleep mode, or he punches in and then closes the window of uKnowva HRMS. Should the employee be automatically punched out is decided by this option over here. A lot of organizations want their employees to be online on the system all the time because they use the intranet for internal communications as well. In these cases, the automatic punch off for offline user is kept as yes. But you can decide and keep the offline users punched in by clicking on the no option. For now, I will keep it as no. Notify users via. This is the manner the users will be notified when they are punched out automatically because they were offline or because their threshold limit got completed. Over here, again, you can decide if the notification has to go only on email, only on uKnowva notification, or email and uKnowva notification both. I'll keep this as email and uKnowva notification both, which is the best manner of notification. The next option is user groups that need not be punched out when offline. In the same manner that you decide if a particular user group need not go through the process of approval for recording their attendance using the virtual biometric. In a similar manner, you can also assign a few user groups that need not be punched out when offline. That this option only comes into picture when you have automatic punch out for offline users. Since we have not kept the automatic punch out for offline users, uh, for us in this particular example, the user group will not be selected. The next option is enable smart detection of to-do list. If you have seen my earlier videos, you know that every employee has a calendar. Now, every employee can put his own task details into the calendar. You can check out our calendar and to-do list video to get information or for further information on this. So this option, if kept as yes, would automatically fetch the data from the employee's calendar and mark it in the virtual biometric in the plan for the day. For example, if in my calendar it is mentioned that I have a particular meeting with a particular client, when I punch in for the day using the virtual biometric, that entry from my calendar will automatically be fetched into my virtual biometric. Enable smart punch-in reminders is uh, the system sending auto-generated mails to the employees, reminding them that they have not punched in for the day. The system calculates the average time at which the employee logs in daily. If even after 15 minutes of that average time, the employee has not logged in for the day, the system automatically sends a auto-generated email to the employee saying they have not punched in for the day so far. If we keep this option as yes, only then these kind of emails will be sent to the employees. If the option is clicked as no, these smart reminders will not be sent to the employees. For now, I'll keep this option as yes. Now, like I said, the smart detection of to-do list, if it is enabled as yes, you can define from what all calendar events has to be considered for the to-do list in virtual biometric. An employee's calendar events can include his network events, his personal events, meetings, also his leave data and holiday data, which of course you would not want to be reflected in the virtual biometric. So you can decide what all events should be shown in the virtual biometric. Ideally, the network events and personal events are a must. The next is similar to excluding people from approvals and excluding people from auto punch out. You can also exclude a group of people from smart reminders. You can update that user group over here, or you can manually put the username over here. The next option is notify users via notification of reminders of uKnowva punch in, punch out, etc. should happen via what mode. So you can have it as emails as and uKnowva notification, and in some cases also SMSs. The next option is track location. Do you want your employees' location to be tracked when they're using virtual biometric or not will be decided by this option. The virtual biometric, if the track location is kept as yes in the virtual biometric, it uses the Google APIs to track the employee's location accurately. We also have an option of showing my team's location on the map and showing all team members on the map. The difference between my team and all team is that if I am a manager with a team under me, showing my team location would mean that I get to see only my team's location. Whereas if you keep all team members as yes, I will not just be able to see my team, but I will also be able to see my peers' team. So, for that reason, most organizations keep the show all team members as no. You can decide whether you want to keep it as yes or no and make the changes accordingly. Finally, you have to decide whether you are allowing your employees to skip the punch in. For those organizations which use the physical biometric as well as the virtual biometric, allowing the user to skip punch in is a good method. That means the people who use the physical biometric need not punch in, whereas those who are going out on field have to punch in to record their attendance. However, if you make the option as no, the first page that the user gets when he logs onto the system is the virtual biometric, and he does not have the option of skipping the virtual biometric, which means until and unless he punches in his attendance, he will not be able to access the network, the intranet, and the HRMS system. Therefore, ideally, the allow users to skip punch in should be kept as yes. Once you have completed with the configuration over here, you can save the configuration and the changes that you have made. All the changes that have been made by the HR manager would now be applicable from the time of the changes being